Hello everyone and welcome to Clarksville's Political Forum. I'm Van Stokes and I will be your moderator for today's session. On behalf of Leadership Clarksville and your Clarksville Area Chamber of Commerce, we're pleased that you could join us. Our purpose today is to introduce our candidates so you can have an informed choice when you go to the polls. Our forum is coming to you from the facilities of the Mass Communications Department here on the campus of Austin Peay State University. Today, we're going to have the opportunity to meet and greet and hear from the candidates on the ballot running for trustee of Montgomery County. They are to my left, Ms. Brenda Radford and Ms. Brandy Whitfield Bryant. Now, in a moment, they will each have 2 minutes in which to provide opening comments, after which we will turn to our panelists for a number of questions. Joining us once again today are our panelists, the business editor and county government writer for the Leaf Chronicle, Mr. Jimmy Settle. From 5-Star Radio and ClarksvilleNow.com, Mr. Lee Irwin. And the executive director of Progressive Directions and the president-elect of Civitan International, Mr. Jay Albertia. Each candidate will be given 1 minute to respond to each question from our panelists. And at the conclusion of the questioning, each candidate will have 2 minutes in which to provide closing comments. Closing comments will be provided in reverse order from the opening comments. Our timekeeper for this session is Ms. Kim Miller. The trustee of Montgomery County acts as treasurer for all the funds of the county government, including the Clarksville-Montgomery County school system. The trustee is responsible for collecting all county property taxes, keeping track of all monies received for the government, and investing the county's money. In so doing, the challenge is to ensure that the cash is properly invested in a way that will best serve the citizens of this county. Hotel and motel occupancy taxes, canine registration taxes, or fees are also collected by the trustee's office. Let's go now, if we can, for opening comments. We'll hear from candidate number 1, Ms. Brenda Radford. You can stay seated.
Greetings. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce, Leadership Clarksville, and Austin Peay State University for holding this forum. It is a great honor and sacred trust for me to serve as your county trustee since 2006. I am a lifelong resident of Montgomery County. Through my extensive involvement in the local business community and various civic organizations, I have demonstrated my commitment to the community I love. I am married to Al Radford, and we have one son, Jonathan, who is married to Kim. The office of county trustee is a state constitutional office and abides by the mandates of state and local laws. Montgomery County families deserve the most qualified, trusted, and experienced trustee. I have the strong work ethic for doing things right. I am the only person in this race that has 28 years county government experience. I am the only person who has trustee-led Montgomery County property tax collections and the investment program through the worst recession since the Great Depression. I am the only person in this race that has received no audit findings for 6 consecutive years from the State Comptroller of the Treasury, Division of County Audit. I am the only person in this race that has led the over 500% growth of the property tax relief tax freeze programs. This growth has helped many elderly, disabled veterans, and disabled veteran widowers in Montgomery County. I ask you for your vote to re-elect Brenda Radford, trustee, and I look forward to our discussions today. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will have opening comments from Ms. Brandy Whitfield Bryant.
Hi, I'm Brandy Whitfield Bryant. I am the Director of Business Development for Thurman Campbell CPAs. I also would like to thank Leadership Clarksville, Austin Peay, and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting these forums today. I'm a native Clarksvillian. However, I spent some time outside of Clarksville, 5 years in Memphis and 5 years in Knoxville, where I grew my professional career. I'm married to Stephen Bryant, who is a firefighter for the city of Clarksville. I also have one daughter, Gracie, who's 13, and Bo, who is 7. My professional career has been evenly divided. I managed a statewide budget for one of the largest corporations in the United States. And more recently, over the last 10 years, I've owned my own business, but I also have been involved in the accounting industry, where I have been a vital part of hundreds of small businesses. I've helped my clients manage millions of their dollars that are vital to our local economy. I've prepared sales tax, property tax, and business tax returns that ultimately end in the trustee's office. I have a degree from Trevecca Nazarene University in Management and Human Relations with minors in Organizational Management, Political Science, and Business. Change isn't always easy, but it's necessary because it brings new vision. It gives a new perspective, and in the financial world, there are controls in place. Cities and counties change their auditors very frequently to prevent mismanagement of funds and prevent complacency. While I appreciate the trustee's dedication to that office, it's time for a change. Thank you.
And thank you very much for your opening comments. We now turn to our panelists. We have a half a dozen questions for you. Let's begin with Mr. Jimmy Settle. Your question will go to Ms. Brenda Radford.
Thank you. Ms. Radford, both of you have made some introductory remarks, but please pinpoint and describe those aspects of yourself that you feel, compared to your opponent, uniquely qualify you to remain in that office.
A very important quality of my holding office is that I do have 28 years experience in county government, 20 of those years being in the property tax office, the county trustee's office, assisting with tax billing, and assisting with the accounting of the county trustee's office. And I have also earned and returned more than $20 million as county trustee of the investment dollars returned to Montgomery County. It has been very good in paying and helped to pay our county debt as well as our county school buildings that are being built. And I have done all of this even though we've been through the worst recession since the Great Depression.
Thank you very much. Ms. Bryant, your answer to that question.
Absolutely. Since I returned to Clarksville in 2006, I've made our community my mission. I'm the president of Clarksville Young Professionals. I'm on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm a board of trustees for Leadership Clarksville and have been an intricate part of some of the EDC's development for long-term goals for Clarksville. Being in the accounting industry, obviously I understand the value of a dollar as helping people understand how that money plays a part, especially when you see it and how it affects your local economy. But my corporate career was in the transportation industry right after 9/11, and understanding rebuilding and growing and utilizing an efficiency of business practices, my organizational management experience is absolutely necessary and vital to this office.
Thank you very much. Mr. Lee Irwin, your question goes to Ms. Bryant for the first response.
Ms. Bryant, if you could possibly narrow it down, what do you think is the #1 priority of the county trustee's office, and how would you handle that priority?
The #1 priority of that office is to the people. It's to the people that pay, that are educated and invest those idle funds of the dollars that are paid in taxes. Those funds are vital to our local economy. They help in capital projects that we need. And right now, in that office, we are doing some of the same things in 2014 that we did in 2006. And our economy in 2014 is nothing like what it was in 2006. So we need to revisit those investments, maybe procedures that go along with those investments. And maybe the most important thing is the relationship. Build some new relationships, and with my experience and involvement in the community, I have those relationships right now already professionally.
Ms. Radford?
The number one duty of the county trustee is not to invest the county's idle funds, but it is to collect the county property taxes. I have been a part of 20 years of preparing the tax roll and collecting and billing the taxes, the county property taxes in Montgomery County. And for Montgomery County, we have received over $5.2 million more in this last tax billing season from September 1 through February the 28th than we have ever done in year-over-year numbers.
Thank you very much. Mr. J. Albertia, you have the next question. It goes to Ms. Brenda Radford.
Ms. Radford, how do you propose to ensure that tax collections and payments of taxes is efficient as possible from the county office?
We are audited by the state of Tennessee, the Comptroller of the Treasury. We have received 6 years of no audit findings, and they are the independent auditors that audit on behalf of the taxpayers, that all the monies are collected, the taxes are and the management of the trustee's office has been done in an as efficient manner as possible.
Could you reread your question for me, please?
Yes, how do you propose to ensure that tax collections and payments of taxes is as efficient as possible in the department?
Right now, I would like to revisit some of the processes that are in place. Oftentimes, just because it's the way that we've always done it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right way. During February, as being somebody in the accounting industry, I understand crunch time. For 4 months out of the year, I'm as busy as possible, and there are people that often wait till the last minute, and I know the trustee's office is congested in February, where they do work on Saturdays during those months. I would like to revisit some of the processes that are in place. Over the past year, there was, I know, a new software implemented in March, and it was also blamed for the late release of the tax bills that didn't go out till almost Thanksgiving. So obviously there are some issues with that software and the use of that software, and maybe some areas that can be revisited to make those come out more timely.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jimmy Settle, you have the next question, and it goes to Ms. Bryant.
Ms. Bryant, I would like to hear your thoughts on current county funding for this department. Do you feel that it's adequate to support the growth that we are experiencing and the caseload and the demand workload?
Yes, I do believe right now that county funding for this office is where it needs to be. I know in the last week there was an ask for an increase in the budget of that office to cover credit card charges and also for some advertising for some of their tax properties. I do believe that just like all of the people in the county and across the country have had to tighten our belts with the recession, that it's also vital that our government do the same. We need to capitalize on utilization and efficiency practices in that office, controls that are put in place so that our dollars are being used wisely and also invested wisely. The more money that is invested, the more is earned for our community, and I think that's a vital part of it.
Ms. Radford?
Thank you. I'd like to ask the voter to visit www.brendaradford.com. You will see there the work of a well-maintained staff as well as a trusted leadership in the running of the efficiencies of the trustee's office. I would like to let the voters of Montgomery County know that again, we have received 6 consecutive years of no audit findings. I sent out the bills because a little delayed because there were some issues in the assessor's office as well as the trustee's office regarding the accuracy of the tax roll relating to tax freeze, and I am want to stress the importance of sending out correct tax notices, and I've done so for the past 20 years, contrary to my opponent's comment. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Leora, let's go to you for the next question, and if you'll address that to Ms. Radford.
Ms. Radford, Jimmy mentioned something about funding and resources for the office, but do you feel staffing is adequate to carry out the duties of the trustee's office?
Thank you for your question, Lee. I will share with the voters of Montgomery County that we in the trustee's office have received 2 desk audits, independent desk audits, and the funding for the staff is adequate at this time. I have asked for increased funding for bank charges that were not related to the trustee's office, but related to animal control as well as our emergency management. I am the administrator of about 26 banking accounts for over 30 departments of county government, and we work in cooperation with all of them.
Ms. Bryant?
As of right now, there are some things not being in that office that I don't have the answer to. As far as staffing, I do not know the intricacies of the everyday operations of what they do have. I know that viewing from what Betty Burchett did in the assessor's office and Kelly Jackson did in the clerk's office, there's always room for improvement. But as far as staffing and budgeting, there's no way I can know that without being in that office.
Thank you very much. We said we would have an even half dozen. We come to our final question from our panelists. It goes to you, Mr. J. Albertia, and the response will be provided first by Ms. Bryant.
As we've discussed that the county's trustee's office touches every department in the county, how do you see the importance of the relationship between the trustee's office with those other county departments?
I believe that that's a vital part to this office, and it's vital to why there's a change that's needed. Relationships are what I've built my career on, both personal and professional. Like I said, I'm a native of Clarksville, and I have a lifetime of relationships here in town, whether it be with the bankers or the new assessor or Kelly or the mayor, whatever it may be. I have been involved with that, being at the chamber, being on the steering committee for the EDC, being in Clarksville Young Professionals. I reached out to all of those avenues when I was changing the face of CYP. Those people supported me. They helped me grow that organization, but it's also my professional career. I've been in the accounting industry for almost 10 years here, and the relationships of being in accounting, you have bankers, small business owners, lawyers, all of those people are vital to that. My background's in human relations, and that's absolutely what's necessary and needed for that office.
Ms. Radford.
Thank you. I have built through my 8 years as county trustee very strong relationships with our banking community, both local and out-of-county banks, and that is what has helped me, and I stated so in the Leaf Chronicle as well as other media in November when I announced that I have earned and returned over $20 million. There have only been 2 county trustees in the county's history that have done so. I am one of those, and I have built investment relationships as well as establishing other processes within county government. I've also grown the tax relief, tax freeze program to over 500% growth in the trustee's office since I took office, and I'm very proud of that, being able to help our elderly, our disabled, and our disabled veterans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You both have done a very nice job graciously answering the questions posed by our panelists, ranging from priorities of the office, roles of the office, whether it's collecting all county property taxes, keeping track of the money or making investments accordingly. You've talked about funding for the office, staffing for the office, and relationships with other county departments. Let's go now to our closing comments. We will hear first from Ms. Brandy Whitfield Bryant.
Thank you. And thank you panelists for your questions. While Ms. Radford has stated that there has been an increase of more than $50 million on the tax rolls, her interest invested has decreased by from $7.4 million in 2006 to $828,000 in 2013, a decrease of more than 88% since she's been in office. Because of that, a change is needed. Tax relief is a statewide program that will continue on regardless of who your trustee is. My professional relationships, my experience in my corporate career, ownership in a small business, and being a vital part of this community are the reason that a change is needed and why I'm the most qualified candidate. I have a degree from Trevecca Nazarene University. My financial background and experience are vital to this role. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I also, with my background in accounting, I am focused, I'm vision driven, and I'm the proven leader in this community. And I ask for your vote. You can also visit www.votebrandyBryant.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have closing comments from Ms. Brenda Radford.
Thank you. It is a great honor and a sacred trust for me to serve as your county trustee since 2006. To everyone who voted for me in 2006 and 2010, thank you for your vote and support through the years. In election 2014, it is up to the voters to decide who will be elected as county trustee based on the qualifications of the candidate applying for the job. Here are my qualifications: 20 years experience in the trustee's office, 8 years as your county trustee, trusted leadership of the trustee's office with no audit findings for the past 6 consecutive years by the Comptroller of the Treasury Division of County Audit, expanded the tax relief, tax freeze programs by over 500%, and the tax relief program for disabled veterans is the largest program in the state of Tennessee, even larger than Nashville-Davidson County or Shelby County, Memphis. And I'm proud we're able to accomplish that for our seniors and our disabled veterans. I have maintained a well-trained, bilingual, and compassionate staff. Last but not least, for the last 8 years, through safely investing the county's idle funds, I have earned over $20 million in spite of the post-recession dismal interest rate returns. I am very proud of this accomplishment. I have the experience you know and trust as your trustee. I respectfully ask you for your vote to re-elect Brenda Radford, trustee. Thank you, and may God bless each of you.
And thank you very much, Ms. Radford. Ms. Bryant, for being with us here today and for taking the time to share your thoughts and your ideas regarding the Montgomery County trustee position that you both are on the ballot for. I want to say also thank you to our panelists once again for your questions, to our candidates here today, and remind those of you at home that elections are coming up. Don't forget, voting day is August the 7th. If you would prefer to be an early voter, you can early vote between July the 18th and August the 2nd. You can do so by going down to the Montgomery County Election Commission. They're located at Montgomery Veterans Plaza at 350 Pageant Lane. Remember, early voting period, July the 18th through the 2nd of August. Once again, I want to say thank you to the Mass Communications Department here at Austin Peay State University. Without their support, this forum would not be possible. And I also want to say thank you to Leadership Clarksville and your Clarksville area Chamber of Commerce for making this political forum possible today. Thank you for watching, everyone. So long.